Are you feeling it? That squeeze at the gas pump, at the grocery store, it is not just in your head. The system, it's flashing red everywhere. But the people in charge, they're on TV telling you everything is just fine. Well, what if I told you that your entire financial future is caught right in the crossfire of a hidden war for control? Today, we're plugging in. We're going to pull back the curtain and expose the market glitch they really, really don't want you to see. Right here, this is it. This is the glitch in the matrix, the paradox at the very heart of the market today. You've got the suits on one side screaming buy the dip, while the insiders, the people who actually know things, are dumping their shares like they're on fire. Somebody is bluffing big time. So let's follow the data trail and find out who's holding the losing hand. Okay, first, let's just tune into the mainstream frequency for a second. This is the story they are spinning on repeat, 24/7 on every single financial news channel. It's kind of like a lullaby, designed to keep you comfortable, keep you complacent. And the message is always the same. All systems go, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. So let's look at the 13F filings. Think of these as the public report cards for the market's biggest players. And yeah, the so-called whales, your Berkshire Hathaways of the world, they're apparently just gobbling up shares of tech giants like Nvidia and Microsoft. The narrative they're pushing is one of complete, unwavering confidence. They want you, the little guy, to believe they've got diamond hands and that now is the perfect time to buy that dip. But is that the whole story? Because right there, in that official story, is where we find our first anomaly. A little flicker on the screen, a piece of data that just doesn't fit. And we're going to call this the first clue in our investigation, the fear gauge. Let's decode this thing. The put-call ratio. It's basically the market's pulse, its anxiety level. A call option is a bet on sunshine and rocket ships, that the market is going up. A put option is a bet that a storm is coming, that it's heading down. So this ratio, it's a raw, totally unfiltered look at the collective fear in the market. It's all of Wall Street's anxiety boiled down to a single number. And right now, that needle is buried deep in the red zone. A put-call ratio of 1.13. Look, that's not just a mild case of the jitters. That is a full-blown panic attack in numerical form. It means that for every one optimistic bet, there's more than one person sprinting for the exits. This one number blows a massive hole right through that all systems go story they're trying to sell you. And feast your eyes on this. This is a real-time look at the options flow. Think of it like a river of money. And right now, that river is flowing blood red. Every single one of those red lines is a massive bet against the market. We are not talking about your uncle hedging his 401k here. No. This is institutional money, the big fish, placing billions of dollars in calculated wagers on a downturn. The smart money is singing a happy tune in public, but their actions are screaming a very, very different story. So if the fear gauge was a tiny crack in the dam, this next piece of data is the flood that breaks it wide open. This is the smoking gun. This is the piece of the puzzle that exposes the entire game. And it's exactly what they're trying to hide from you. Okay, now this is where it gets really juicy. On one side of the screen, you've got the super investors publicly buying up the same old blue chip stocks. That's the story they're feeding to the masses. But on the other side, you have politicians, the ultimate insiders, quietly dumping the exact same stocks. This is not a coincidence, people. This is the glitch. The public message is buy, but the private actions of the people who literally write the rules are screaming sell. And this brings us to a really fundamental question, right? Who has better information? Is it the fund manager in New York reading a balance sheet that's already 3 months old? Or is it the senator in a closed-door committee meeting who is literally writing the regulations that are going to make or break that company's future? I mean, come on. Who would you bet on? So how? How can two different sets of smart money be doing the exact opposite thing? It just doesn't add up, unless the narrative itself is part of the manipulation. What if the story they're telling you isn't information? What if it's a weapon? Let's talk about the inside job. Deep in the digital trenches of Reddit, a user claiming to be a paid basher laid out the entire playbook. And this quote right here, this is the key. Their job isn't to find the truth. Their job is to manufacture fear. They get paid to create a false story to scare you into selling, so their wealthy clients can swoop in behind you and buy up your shares for cheap. It's nothing short of a psychological heist. And it's not random. They have a literal playbook.
It is a structured, three-tiered operation. First, you have the architects. These guys create sophisticated, plausible-sounding research that's designed to look legit but is just laced with misinformation. Then come the serpents. They slide into forums and social media, pretending to be worried investors, asking these leading questions just to sow doubt and undermine confidence. And finally, you have the disruptors. They're the cannon fodder, just spamming forums with noise and memes to derail any kind of intelligent conversation. It's a coordinated psychological attack.
But the manipulation doesn't just stop with social media. Oh no, there's another, much more technical glitch happening deep in the market's engine room. It's called a fail to deliver, or FTD. Just think of it like this. Someone sells you a share of a stock that they don't actually own. So when it's time to hand it over, they can't. It's a phantom share, a broken promise in the system. And these broken promises, they are piling up. And listen, this isn't just some abstract, theoretical problem. Just take a look at a stock like AMC. Back in October of 2025, there was an average of nearly 48,000 fails to deliver every single day. Let that sink in. Almost 48,000 times a day, someone was sold a share of AMC that didn't actually exist. That's not a glitch. That is a system on the absolute verge of a meltdown. It's a sign that the whole game is being played with ghost cards.
Okay, so we have the official story. We have the fear gauge. We have the politician's dirty little secret, the manipulation playbook, and the glitches in the market's plumbing. It's time. Let's connect the dots and lay out the ape theory.
So let's just lay all the cards on the table, right? The official story is buy, buy, buy. But the reality? The fear gauge is screaming sell. The politicians are already out the door, and the entire narrative is being twisted by paid bashers. And to top it all off, the system itself is choking on phantom shares. Every single piece of hard data is a middle finger to the mainstream story. But hold on, there is one final piece to this whole puzzle. One last macro indicator that ties everything together and reveals a level of fear that goes far beyond just the stock market. This is fear at the absolute core of the financial system. Get a load of this number. Over $1 trillion with a T. Now, this isn't money being invested. This is money that is hiding. The biggest banks in the world are so terrified of what might happen overnight in the markets that they are literally paying the Federal Reserve to babysit their cash for basically zero return. This is not your average investor getting nervous. This is the kind of systemic fear that keeps bank CEOs up at night. This is pure institutional panic.
So what's the master plan? What is the ape theory? Here it is. The official story is a trap. It is a carefully engineered fairy tale designed to lure you in, to get you to buy the dip with your hard-earned money. And while you're busy buying, the insiders are selling. They are using you and millions of others like you as their exit strategy, leaving you holding the bag when the music finally stops.
Now let me be crystal clear about something. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a guy on the internet connecting the dots that are already out there. This is data analysis. It's not a crystal ball. You have to remember, the market is a casino, and the house almost always wins. So please, do your own homework. Trust the numbers, not the narrative.
We are watching this chart like a hawk. While you wait for the next candle, go grab your free gear. Sign up for Public to get $20 in free assets. Check out Webull for that BTC promo, or grab your NVDA stock on Moomoo. All the links are down in the description. Do me a favor. Smash the like, subscribe to the tribe, because in this jungle, apes together strong.
So I'm just going to leave you with one final question to think about. If the hard data, the actual numbers, are telling you one story, but the so-called experts on television are telling you a completely different one, which one do you believe? Do you follow their words, or do you follow their money? The choice is yours.